Hi there, a very good morning and good afternoon to all of you, depending on wherever you're watching me. This is Simply Stocks, and I'm live in this live session with you all. And today I want to just talk to you about the markets a little bit and will answer your queries as well. So it's going to be a short session of about 15-20 minutes. I hope your weekend is going pretty well and I hope you're doing well. Uh, Over this period of time, over the last 1 month, the market has done exceedingly well. Uh, Now let's see how the markets behave over August and September. A very interesting month awaits us in August because there are a number of triggers, and we'll see how it all pans out. Be kind. Hi to you. I hope more people join in today as it's a Sunday. Uh, Muhammad Ismail, Walaikum Salam. Over a period of time, uh, we have seen that the markets behave in a manner in which the moves are very short lived, whether on the upside or on the downside. So, we'll discuss about that. We'll also answer your queries. Uh, I'll also answer your queries as well. So I hope your investment and trading is going well. It's been a very rainy weekend out here over the last 2 3 days since it's monsoon. So that is what is going on at the moment. Uh, so yes, be kind. Yes, absolutely. So this was exactly what I was about to talk about, the Yes Bank thing and the Carlyle Group getting into it, and I have a different take on all of this. Being an investor and people who are new investors or who want to invest into the market, why it is extremely important to spend time in the market rather than timing the market altogether. So that really tells you. So we'll talk about this as well. So just a few minutes of discussion on the markets per se. So we have seen the markets go past 17,000 or breeze past 17,000. Uh, Now we are entering a phase which has a lot of resistance and which will be marred with a lot of hindrances. So whenever you have a situation where the market behaves and it looks like that everything will be smooth sailing, that's where it hits you. So from here on in, from these levels of around 17,000, 17,200 on the Nifty, I think another 300 points is a possibility in next week. But from there, I think the market may get very sluggish, especially the large caps. It would be very difficult for those to move big. I think mid and small cap should start performing till the mid of August, and then I see 2 to 3 weeks of correction in the market. So that's how it seems like. So we could see 17,400, 500 on the index, and then a little bit of selling takes us back to 17,100, 200, and then even more selling on the Nifty. So those who have built positions into large Nifty stocks and are making money on a short term basis, I would believe that they should try to book profits in the next 1 week or so. And people who are in mid caps, who are stuck in mid and small caps, they might have a field week or at least 2 3 weeks over the next 2 to 3 weeks, and then there will be a you can say a secular decline in the market, which would be a normal 8 to 10% correction that I'm talking about, which would take us into September or mid September or something like that. So that is that is the point. So Baljit, so it's an important question, so I'll answer that about the portfolio. So if you're down 20%, should you book loss? It depends on your time horizon. If your time horizon is more than a year, say 18 months to 24 months, then you should not book loss and just hold on, because I believe 2023 can be a very good month for all investors if you are bought into good quality stocks. If your time horizon is less than 6 months, yes, this is an opportunity to probably book your losses and take a different 6 months trade over the next 1 week or 10 days. Take your positions off, take the loss, and take positions into some other stocks from a 6 months to a year perspective, and make money there. So it all depends on your time horizon as to what needs to be done there, and the specific stocks that you have. It also depends on that. as well. So the markets per se, so I believe that there will be an 8 to 10% Nifty decline. There will be a 15-20% mid and small cap decline, but it would follow only a big move in mid and small cap. If a move doesn't come in mid and small cap stocks, then I don't see that sort of a decline. Then what will happen is probably the Nifty, which is going up, make this continue. It's move towards 17,500, 600, and may decline to 16,000 without really affecting mid and small cap, because they would not have gone up that much. Because if you see, the mid cap and small cap index is down somewhere between 15 to 20%. Many of the stocks are still down between 30 to 50% from their highs. So I the only way the mid and small cap section of the market would underperform going forward is when it outperforms in the next couple of weeks. So we have to see that these are the questions that would be answered over the next 2 weeks. Plus we have the RBI policy and many other factors. We have the Fed increasing rate by 75 basis points, and with the commentary, it seems like they would increase by another 75 till December. So that's a big positive, and that is probably why the market has done well, or done what it has done so far. So that's the call on the market. Now we'll come to the point of the Carlyle Group uh, taking up some position in Yes Bank. So Carlyle is a very reputed brand. They have taken up positions in about 4 or 5 scripts here in India. One of them I hold, and that is Sequent. And we have seen what happened after it took some stake into it. The stock doubled from there, but afterwards, because of the numbers and the kind of numbers that came out, from 330, the stock has gone to virtually 80 rupees and went down 80%, and now it is recovering. So it is not a fact that probably uh, if a large investors, large FII or a fund group, fund house buys in a stake into a company, that it would normally and always perform. It doesn't happen. And add to that, the fact that it will perform immediately. It will not perform immediately. Maybe it will perform 2 3 4 years down the line, and that's where time horizon comes in again. If you have a very big time frame, if you have a time frame where the market is not obliging, and you're going to hold probably you can hold the stock over a 4 or 5 year period, then probably you can definitely hold on to the stock. But if you have a very less time frame, then there is no guarantee that Carlyle buying into, or Carlyle buying a stake into the company uh, would mean that over the next 1 year the stock is going to go up 2 3 4x. So be extremely careful. Just by looking at that a real big fund house or an investor has bought in a stake into a company, that the stock will perform immediately, it might not. You have to look at the fundamentals and then get into the company. I would say in Yes Bank's case, those who are holding, they now have a ray of hope that such a large investor has gotten, that the stock may just revive. Otherwise, I don't see any reason for anybody to just buy into the stock just purely on the back of say a large investor getting into it. Look at the fundamentals and then only buy. Another point I want to make here is that uh, being a retail investor, so our funds are extremely less compared to fund houses, so they can afford to go wrong with their investment. Carlyle has bought a small stake into Yes Bank. If even if that doesn't work, it doesn't hamper them on an overall basis. But if somebody buys into the stock on the back of that, then he would be buying it, a retail investor would be buying it with their 20 30 40% or their hard earned money. So it's a different thing altogether. The stakes are totally different. So be extremely careful. I would prefer buying into a very good quality company growing well at an expensive price, rather than buying into a company in which you have doubts and you don't know as to how things will pan out, and although the stock would look very cheap. So you have to understand this point. If you miss that point, probably reverse the tape and hear that again. It's it's extremely necessary to buy good quality growing companies, so that if you get stuck in them, then you don't worry. You It's just that you have to increase the time horizon, and the company will come back into on track and will make money. For example, Bajaj Finance, one quarter of bad numbers, and then the markets were not doing well, and this are not bad numbers but average numbers. The stock fell from 8,000 to 5,500 or so. It stayed there between 5,500 6,000 for 2 3 months, and now with such kind of numbers, it might again go to 8,000 by September or so. So over a 6 month period, we have seen 8,000 on Bajaj Finance. Then we have seen 5,500 and 8,000 again. So those who have bought at 7,000 uh, may just have to wait only 6 months to get their prices back. But in difficult stocks, in companies where there is hope written on it, where there is a fact that okay, it might come back into profitability and they are loss making companies and all, you could be in trouble big time very quickly, and then it's extremely difficult. So be extremely careful doing that. Having said that, what I wanted to say, and what I wanted to really drive in the point here is that if you buy a decent quality company and it doesn't perform for a year and you have a 3 year time frame, then even then, and if the company is growing, your stock should end up performing over a 3 year period and your targets will be met. And why I'm saying that is that even the worst of the companies have trigger over a 3 year period that would trigger a move on the upside for the stock price. You see what has happened with Yes Bank, it would definitely have a trigger on the upside by 40 50 60% even more. And so it would give you opportunities. So for example, if you're bought into a very good quality company, you are down 30%. For example, you buy, for example, a Naukri, you buy into a Naukri, there are a lot of headwinds, and this is not recommendation, but I'm saying just a mid cap, which is a decent mid cap. We all know about it, but there are headwinds with its subsidiaries, etc. And although numbers are coming through, but we are seeing what is happening with Zomato and other kind of companies at 99 acres and so on and so forth. uh, but the stock is down, so stock went down by 50%. But over a 3 year period, do you see the stock again not scaling new highs? It would be very highly improbable for that to happen. So even if you buy a stock, say something like a Naukri, say at 6,000, 6,500, and you have a 3 year time frame, I'm pretty confident that a 6,000 or 6,500 over a 3 year period is very much possible. So you might not lose money. It won't happen that the stock is at 4,300, stock went to 3,200. It will just continue to go down, and when it goes to 1,000, it would hardly happen in that manner for a company which has a scale of 40 to 50,000 crores or 70,000 crore market cap. So that is what exactly I want to talk about, is that have a 2 3 year time frame, have some money in the bank, invest over a 2 3 year period. Even if you want to trade over a 2 year period, and you will make decent amount of money. That is what this case of Yes Bank also tells me, that even if somebody would have bought in 2019, with this trigger, uh, some kind of move will happen. I'm not saying Yes Bank is a top quality company that you buy into. I'm saying even in the worst of the companies, triggers do happen over a 2 3 year period. Alright, guys, so I'm ready to answer your queries. Kindly use the super chat and super sticker feature that will help me grow the channel. That will help you also ask me questions and eke out answers in greater detail. So I don't know much about the Hampo sugar. What I want to say is that the sugar stocks have had a beautiful rally over a 2 3 year period. It's better to stay with consumer centric stocks, which should perform from October onwards. So FL, in my opinion, is making a base between 1,000 to 1,050, 1,060. Stay with it. I have a target of 2,000 over a 3 year period. I think it can easily double over this period. If you have a 3 year time frame, this is a doubler over that period. That's what my assessment. Again, do your own analysis and disclaimers apply. Varun Beverages have run up a lot. I think uh, one should have held on between April to July and made money. Now it's an avoid. If you're making good amount of money, book profits in Varun Beverages. That would be my call. Conservative target 2 years Sigachi. A disclaimer: I have the stock, so kindly take my call with a pinch of salt. But in my opinion, I have a target of at least 650, 680 over this 2 year period. I think it should hit new highs because their new capacity would come into play from December onwards. So FY24 will be big. So by mid of 2024, I think new highs is a possibility. Again, it's a very risky trade. It's a under 1,000 crore market cap company, so take that on note. There are talks that IT can fall more than 50% due to recession fears in Europe and US. My view is that, again, I'm invested into IT stocks, so take that on note. But my view is that the correction has already taken place. The things are priced in, and I think yes, there is a possibility that if there is more trouble in Europe, the stock may fall again. But to just a second. But for the stock to fall down 50%, stocks to fall down, or the index to fall down 50%, it will take a calamity there in Europe for that to happen. The lowest the IT index went to was around 34% down, 33, 34%. So I don't see that lows coming again. Yes, the market or the index per se may just consolidate, the stocks may consolidate, but I am seeing base building going on, and probably base building formation will be confirmed by September if this continues and we don't hit lows. And I think from October onwards, IT and the export sector should do well. So basically, right now what you have to do is, somebody who has cash or are booking profits, get into sectors which have not performed. They will perform, and then when everything have performed, then the market sell off will happen. So there are sectors like chemicals which have performed but not to its peak. Export oriented sector, pharma has started moving up. There are more, I think there's more legs to it. And IT has not done anything. I think IT over the next 6 8 months should do till February March, should perform pretty well, and people will be surprised. And then when people will get in, the final, you can say, retail traders, etc., that will be the time when the index per se will reverse and go down, say another 10 12%. And what will happen is, again, queries will come in that you have bought XYZ IT stock at highs. So I think you have to be a little contrarian. I have always believed that being contrarian in the market really pays off, and I have a feeling that export oriented companies should start performing from October. So view on Tanla is that the results were bad, so it's an avoid completely. View on Kilpest is that the results are going to get better from FY24. Hopefully from FY23, we'll see. And so the move in Kilpest on low volumes, whatever moves are happening is on low volumes. It's a very small company. So take that for sure that it's a investment. It's a dark horse investment. It's not a trade at all. So if you're bought into it, be patient with it at least for the next 3 years, and let's see how things pan out. I am very hopeful that the company should do well over that period. So Weber Global, there are issues with what the management did about a year back with dividends, etc. And there were many issues that were cropping up. So I normally avoid those companies completely. I don't analyze them once these kind of issues crop up in any company. So won't be able to comment much on that. See, red flags in Tanla, I don't want to comment much, but whatever the management had guided for, the numbers were not up to the mark, up to that mark. So that's all I can say, and that's why such selling in the stock. So be careful in smaller companies in this manner. And plus, the stock has gone from 30 rupees to 2100. So it had been about 70x, if I'm not wrong, in 2 years. So it's extremely difficult for such kind of stocks to perform for the subsequent 2 3 years. You look at what happened with IRCTC, which went from 1200 to 6300, 5x in no time, probably 3 4 months. And then those highs did not come whatsoever. So it has been more than a year, 18 months, and it might just continue for another 18 months. So extremely careful on technical basis. I feel Tanla has got into a long term consolidation, something like 1.5, 2 years. And by that, I mean that over the next 1.5, 2 years, you might not see new highs on Tanla, but that's my assessment. Again, Happiest Minds is the same story, Sriram, as I said about Tanla, or something like IRCTC. Although numbers are good, but the valuations were so stretched at 1600, 1580 that it got dumped to 800, 900 rupees. And now it may just keep on consolidating for a year and a half until the valuations catch up, until the numbers really kick in, and only then the performance would be there. That's a call. I think textile has done well recently. I mean, a year back and all. Now I believe you have to pick and choose. Probably you can buy branded textile segment, if you may ask me, which is into marriage, etc. Something like a Manyavar is a good bet, which is, I think, Vedant Fashion on declines, again on declines, not at these levels at 90 100 p, or Wellspun India. This is something which is good, but again, look at the numbers, analyze them. I have not looked at the numbers, but these are good brands from a long term point of view to get into and hold on to. So Mastech, again, Mastech is something I hold. So that's a disclaimer. Again, a company that came out with subdued numbers. I want it's a 2 year hold. That's it. If you can hold 2 years, then it should do well. If you can't, then it will test you. It will test you big time. But I see that I believe that 1750, 1800 should hold. So a low might have been made, but I don't see it going up very quickly. So over the next 6 months, it might just be between 2000 and 2500. Okay. So I've talked about Tanla already. So Polycab, my view is extremely positive on consumer-centric companies like wires, cables, etc. Polycab, I'm positive at these levels. The consolidation has taken place over a period of time. I think one can start accumulating. Similarly with APL Apollo, similarly with Apollo Tubes, etc. Similarly, I believe with the Tube Investment. There are many other mid-cap companies which look extremely good from a one-year perspective. Consolidation, decline, and now up move has begun. One or two real estate companies also look good in the mid-cap arena. But there are a number of consumer-centric companies from around 1 lakh crore market cap to even 2,000 crore market cap, which look very attractive right now, even with the up move. So Lemon Tree, I believe the move has taken place and the decline has taken place. Opening up trade has happened. Look at the numbers now and then take a call on the stock whether to buy or not. If the numbers are good, then probably you can buy from a 6 months perspective. Green Panel is also good, but again a long term pick. It's a small company, so do not trade into it. Illiquid kind of a stock, so probably buy from a long term point of view. I would not say that you who buy VA Tech Vabak. If you have it and you're in profit, hold on to it. If you're making losses, I think it's better to shift into cash generating businesses. They will perform. I've talked about DMart. Look at the way it has performed. There are many other companies which are producing very good numbers, and they will, with the kind of operating leverage they have, with the kind of cash on books they have. So another point on Kilpest I want to say is that they have 120 crores or so as cash on books. So a 280 crore market cap company or something like that, I think it's less than that, something like 250 crore market cap company has cash of 120 crores. It's a very solid company in that regard. So when people talk about it, there have been a lot of queries on it that the stock is falling. What is the management doing? Management has not come out with the filing in time and many other things. There are many positives that tells me, that gives me confidence about the management, the kind of dividend that it gave in that windfall year of 2021 or FY21, and then it keeps on increasing normal dividend from around 50 paisa to around 2.5 rupees now, and many other factors. So another thing there in Kilpest is that They have opened up their subsidiary HS Biolab in UK, and look at what is happening in UK. So there are issues similar to what many companies are facing in UK. So there, it will take time in that regard. Latent View I have not looked at. I won't be able to comment much on it. Emphasis is a very decent company to buy from a 3 4 year point of view, not as a trade. HCL has not come out with very good numbers. In all large cap IT, HCL is the least preferred one in my opinion. I think TCS at these levels look very good at 32 3300 for a target of 4500 in the next 18 months or so. I think TCS looks very attractive at these levels. Tata Metallics, I'm sorry, I have not looked at, so won't be able to comment much on it. So overall, as I see it, there are export-oriented sectors which have not done well, which could be accumulated over the next 2 3 months. And overall, in this market, we will see a situation where the market will go down 10%, and by December will be up again. So this will be a volatile year completely till December, and then we'll see it from January onwards as to how things pan out. IEX was expensive, now looks good, decent numbers. So one has to, if you have to really buy from a 3 year point of view at these levels. KPIT, another stock, a disclaimer that I hold. I believe KPIT is set for a big move in the next 6 months. I see it going past 650 or so. Uh, there is a, on the charts, there's a thing that the stock is trying to break out, although it is not able to. Probably it will have a 12 15% move in a day, and that's how the stock will break out. The numbers are very good, 40% growth on the bottom line with their business in UK, with all the headwinds, look extremely good at these levels. All right, guys, on that note, it's time to say goodbye. Please like and subscribe my channel, hit the bell icon so you can get my videos straight away when I post, and kindly support me on Patreon. Thanks a lot for watching.